In the cradle of Anshan, beneath the shadow of Mount Zagros, a child was born who would shake the world. Cyrus, son of Cambyses, heir to destiny. Astyages, the king of Media, dreamed of rivers flooding his land. A prophecy of Cyrus's rise whispered to the halls of Ecbatana. Mandane, daughter of the Median king and mother of Cyrus, wept as she sent her infant son to be hidden far from danger. A humble herdsman, Harpagus, defied fate and raised a child of kings in silence among sheep and stars. As a boy, Cyrus stood taller than his age, eyes bright with wisdom not taught, voice commanding though gentle. Tales of the hidden prince stirred the winds of the east. Destiny could not be buried under hay and stone. Harpagus, betrayed by Astyages, turned his vengeance into quiet loyalty, an ember waiting for flame. In a clash of hearts and thrones, Cyrus revealed his lineage and called the Persians to rise. With banners of flame and bronze, Cyrus marched upon Ecbatana, not with hate, but with divine purpose. The Medes trembled, their own blood now their challenger, yet many welcomed him as a rightful heir. In silence, the old order crumbled. Cyrus raised no temple to himself, only justice for forgotten. He united the Medes and Persians not with chains but with vision of empire shaped by mercy. As king of a rising sun, Cyrus forged a realm where many tongues spoke under one law. From Susa to Sardis, cities bent the knee, not to tyranny, but to the voice of reason. He crossed the Halys River, the border of east and west, and met Croesus of Lydia in war and wisdom. The oracles failed Croesus, but Cyrus spared his life, turning a rival into a brother. In Babylon, priests watched the sky and knew the Lion of Persia would soon walk their gates. Cyrus marched not as a destroyer, but as a liberator. His army welcomed more than feared. Euphrates was tamed, its waters diverted, as Babylon slept in ignorance of its fate. The gates opened without a fight. Cyrus entered to cheers, not screams. He bowed to Marduk, honored the gods of others, and wrote peace into the walls of empire. Freed the captives, Jews among them, sending them home with gold and decree. His words etched into clay, now known as the first charter of human rights. From high walls to distant sands, his fame spread like fire lit by justice. No throne could hold him long. He walked among his people, their servant and crown. He rode east into Bactria, taming wild lands with calm command. He listened more than he ruled, and ruled by listening. Each tribe, from Scythian to Sogdian, found place beneath his banner. He built roads where only silence walked, and trade where war once raged. The empire pulsed like a heart stretching from Indus to Aegean. Cyrus was no god, but men called him greater than kings. He planted groves where battles might have been. Artists flourished. Scribes sang of a king who feared no truth. He refused golden statues, asking instead for loyalty and law. Under his rule, the world grew wide but close, stitched together by justice. His seal bore no lion nor thunderbolt, only the quiet authority of wisdom. When rebellion rose, he met it not with cruelty, but with purpose. His war against the Massagedae was not conquest, but confrontation with fate. Queen Tomyris ruled with fire, her son slain in Cyrus's campaign. In the battle that followed, the sun dimmed with smoke and steel. Cyrus, though valiant, was struck down in the clash of destinies. His soldiers wept not just for their king, but for the soul of an age. Tomyris mourned the price of vengeance, even as she claimed her victory. They laid Cyrus in a golden tomb in Pasargadae, simple and eternal. Upon it, he asked no praise, only that future kings remember his deeds. Stranger, I am Cyrus, who gave the Persians an empire. Do not begrudge me this bit of earth. His tomb stood firm as empires fell and rose again. Alexander the Great wept before it, honoring the one conqueror he could not surpass. Centuries passed, yet the name of Cyrus lit fires in forgotten hearts. He became symbol of justice, of the righteous sword and the silent law. In scrolls, in songs, in ruins under moonlight, his shadow remained. His legacy outlived cities, thrones, even the gods once feared. Cyrus's empire faded, but his vision kindled new ones. The idea of rule by wisdom, not by fear, born in his breath, never died. From Greek pens to Jewish scrolls, he lived again in story. Herodotus called him the best of kings, and none disagreed. He inspired philosophers and founders from east to west. He taught that power bends not by sword, but by justice. The world he dreamed of unity and difference remains unfinished. Yet every hand that signs a law, every voice raised for freedom, echoes him. He sowed courage in deserts and reason in courts. His enemies became allies, his rivals, historians. He changed what it meant to rule and to be ruled. His vision shaped more than land. It shaped the human soul. The Cyrus cylinder crossed time, speaking still to those who listen. On stone and spirit his legacy endures, not as myth, but as the measure of a leader. Even where Persia no longer stands, his idea breathes. A just ruler, a mighty king, a humble man, the shepherd of peoples, whose crook was law. The winds of Persia still carry his name. In ruins of Pasargadae, his tomb whispers to stars. Pilgrims walk among stone flowers to touch the memory of the great. His story is not bound to past. It walks into future halls. Where freedom lives, so does his breath. In every just rebellion, his courage rides again. In every written right, his ink remains. In every wise king, his ghost consults. From sand and sword, he rose. By heart and hope, he ruled. The empire was his body, its people his soul. When darkness came, he brought fire. When hatred rose, he brought reason. The name Cyrus became a prayer, not a command. His victories were many, his vanities few. He spoke softly and was obeyed loudly. He knew power as burden, not gift. He saw enemies as teachers, not trophies. He ruled not to be remembered, but to be just. And thus, he was remembered more than any. The world needs Cyrus, not as king, but as guide. His empire vanished, his ideas endure. We walk in his dream, though we know it not. His blood no longer flows, but his ideals do. So long as men seek fairness, he lives. So long as kings kneel to truth, he reigns. The child of Anshan became father of nations, not for gold nor for glory, but for goodness. Let his story be told, again and again, for in telling, we remember who we must become.